Talking about knowing nada. Talking about knowing nada. There's a lot of things out there that people refer to as like a recession indicator, right? A certain meal going up in price, certain trainers going up in price, the scarcity of certain things, blah, de, blah, de, blah. But I think one of the biggest indicators that we're in a recession or that we're facing hard times and the economy is down is this influx that I've seen of these young women, especially in England, who are getting convicted or caught with drugs, smuggling drugs, whatever it may be. In this particular story, it features a British woman who got caught with some cocaine in Dubai. But I've seen a couple of stories, and this doesn't, it doesn't fucking discriminate in race when it comes to British girls transporting, trying to smuggle drugs for a quick payday. That for me is a big example that we're in a recession, because these girls who probably know way better are willing to take a chance on, getting a quick bag to just move their life that little bit further. And what the saddest thing about it is that they're not really doing it because I think these sort of like risks of like trying to smuggle drugs into the country are only worth it if the reward or the money you're going to be paid is life-changing money in the meantime, right? In the immediate, sorry. So life-changing money in the immediate, I would say, would be anything north of 100 grand. Or let's be fair, anything north of 50 grand, which would be most people's, I guess, like yearly salary. That is probably worth the risk of like trying to smuggle in some fucking weed, some coke, some whatever. You might as well say, if you're really down bad, I can understand taking that risk. But doing it for like a couple of grand, doing it for 5 grand, 10 grand, it's just not worth it. And some of these girls are getting, some crazy numbers when it comes to prison sentences for doing this as well. And it also adds up to it not being worth it if you're getting like 5+ years and you only made like, 5 grand off of that thing. It's fucking crazy. In this particular story, it's even worse because this young lady allegedly had loads of coke in her hotel room, and she's now been sentenced to life in prison in Dubai. Now, the initial article was kind of weird because it doesn't actually mention what she got caught for. It almost seems like her mum or maybe the Daily Mail or somebody is running cover for her and not really telling the people what's actually gone on, why she got arrested in the first place. But as the story has developed over the last couple of days, more details have come out to kind of give us a bit of idea of what's going on. But this is the initial exclusive story courtesy of the Daily Mail. It says as following: the British woman, 23, is jailed for life in Dubai. For life in Dubai after making a very stupid mistake, says her devastated mother as she appeals for help. I'm getting really annoyed about these appeal for helps when people get in trouble in the Middle East. When people get in trouble in the Middle East, when people get in trouble in the, I guess you refer to East Asia, Southeast Asia, I'm annoyed now. These countries are very clear. They have very clear rules. Places like Thailand and shit, right? Places like Dubai, they have very clear rules when it comes to drugs. If you break those rules, they have very clear rules around the consequences around that. I don't have any sympathy, any empathy, any time for people crying on the internet, wanting help, wanting fucking signatures and hashtags for their own stupid mistakes. Like, I don't get it. Like, especially in places like Dubai, I've read online, that people say that there is an illicit sort of like underworld that happens in Dubai, where if you want to get on it, if you want to do a line, if you want to drink a lot, if you want to, be entertained by strippers and shit, there is a world where you can kind of tap into all that stuff in private, behind closed doors, right? In probably high-rise buildings somewhere, out of sight, out of mind. But you have to be tapped in with those people to get it done. If that's not possible, you don't just walk around the street, doing nonsenses. You shouldn't be in the clubs on the dance floor trying to do a key bump like you would do here in the UK or something. You have to abide by the rules and live according to their rules and not according to the rules that you have in the UK. Because if you don't, you're going to get yourself hammed up and then you've got no one else to blame but yourself. But let's regard the story. A young British woman has been jailed for life in Dubai, and her family revealed it tonight. Mia Brown, 23 years old, life in prison in Dubai is crazy. From Hoyton in Liverpool, made a very stupid mistake, according to her mother, who has launched a heartfelt plea on her fundraising site for help with travel and legal fees. So they've opened up a GoFundMe for this girl who willingly, most likely, tried to smuggle. I won't say tried to smuggle, just had too much drugs on her, basically. Because from what I could read online, she had like 51 kg or something like that, grams, in her hotel room. Don't know if she was selling it Don't know if she was doing it all herself. Either way, dumb thing to have with you when you're out of Dubai, because the rules and the penalty for that, it's crazy. Mia has been given a life sentence over in Dubai, and she is now in the central prison, her mother, Danielle McKenna, 46, wrote in a post. As you can all probably imagine, as her mother, I'm absolutely devastated. I haven't seen my daughter since last October. Jesus. So this happened, this didn't even happen recently. This happened last October. Or no, I take that back. She could have been in Dubai since last October, but her mum hasn't seen her since, yeah, this could be a thing. But let's continue. Mia's only 23 years old and has never done a bad thing in her life. Well, that doesn't really matter, does it really? That's not how the law works. You don't just fucking get to say, oh, this is my first time offense. Let me off. Let me off lightly, please. I didn't mean it, sir. It doesn't work that way. She's never done a bad thing in her life. This is a young girl who went to university to do law and unfortunately got mixed up in the wrong so-called friends and made a very stupid mistake and is now paying the price. I don't know, man. You can't really blame your friends for this one. Getting caught with that much coke in your room, you can't really blame your friends for this one. So all I ask is, if you can donate anything you can spare, even if it's £1, it could help up massively, and I would be forever grateful. Later she added, I just want to thank everyone for their donations. To be fair, so far, this money will be used to send to my daughter, and also for any legal fees that may arise. So where's that money going to? Straight to your pocket now. And maybe even to go towards getting the family over in Dubai to see her, as none of us have seen her since last October. So thank you all so much. Danielle told the Daily Mail that she's going through it at the minute, and she's just been transferred to another prison after getting a life sentence. And most likely after all the appeals, because this is a pretty blonde blue-eyed girl, the annoying thing is that most likely after all these appeals, what's going to happen? They're probably going to let her out early. But lessons need to be learned, I think. The people are taking the piss out in Dubai. They're going to Dubai. They have, again, maybe their laws are a little bit crazy and unfair and whatnot, but their laws and their rules are their rules. Go there, abide by them, and you have a great time. Don't abide by them, guess what? You're going to have a bad time. And I think some people need to learn that lesson harshly. But, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? There's a picture of the young girl. There's another picture of her sat somewhere. It says, it's been a massive shock, she says. It's not known what crime Miss McKenna has been convicted of as of now, but life sentences in the Emirates in the Emirates can be given in cases of drug trafficking, depending on the circumstances and the amount of drugs. Other crimes attracting life terms, which in Dubai usually are around 15 years. So a life term in Dubai is 15 years. But I'm assuming it could be rolling depending on your fucking behavior and shit. The UK Foreign Office and Commonwealth Office starkly warns visitors in Dubai on its website there is a zero tolerance for drugs-related offences. The penalties for trafficking and smuggling and using and possessing of legal drugs, including of the residual amounts, are severe. So everybody knows this. I'm sure most of you reading this or watching this now are also aware that if you go to certain countries, they just have different rules, different laws than how we have here in the UK. But everyone's aware of Wagwan. No one is shocked that a place like Dubai has these type of rules, because we have similar rules here in the UK. And I think for me personally, when I go abroad, I'm sure some of you guys are the same, but when I go abroad, I usually have an understanding of what I'm walking into before I leave. I'm not going abroad just blindly hoping for the best. So these people that do this and kind of try to live the life they live in the UK over there, I just don't understand it. I really, really don't understand that type of recklessness. It just seems so idiotic. It continues. Sentences for drug trafficking can include a death penalty in Dubai. Can include a death penalty. Possession of even the smallest amount of illegal drugs, including cannabis, can lead to a 3-month prison term or fine between 20,000 UAE dirham, or 20,000 dirham. And 100,000 dirham, which is roughly between 4,000 and 20,000 pounds. The Emirati authorities count the presence of drugs in the bloodstream as possession. Oh my God, I didn't know that. So if you get drug tested and they find drugs in your system, that can count as possession. Holy shit, that is scary. Holy shit. You don't need to have it on you. Just having it in your bloodstream is enough for you to get a fucking prison sentence. Fucking hell. Some herbal highs and products containing cannabis CBD are illegal in the UAE. So basically, if you think about it, right, the UAE is not a place that you go to enjoy whatever stuff that you like to do in the UK or wherever you are in Western Europe over there. Personally, I'm a big believer, and this is weird coming from me because, you know, I like to party, but I'm a big believer in you should kind of do as the Romans do, as that phrase goes. So wherever you go to party, wherever you go to holiday, wherever you go to vacation, you should kind of live the way that they live out there. If you go to a place where wine's the big thing, you drink the fucking wine. If you go to one place where they don't do any drugs at all, you don't do any drugs at all. If you go to one place where booze is what you go, I mean, you acquiesce to your surroundings, but you don't try and copy whatever you do at home. Like, honestly, if you're a weed smoker, put down the fucking joint for 1 week, for one weekend, and just enjoy the sights and sounds of places that of where you're at. Enjoy maybe falling asleep and dreaming for once, right? Because, you know, when you smoke too much, you don't really dream and shit. You don't have to always continue doing what you do at home when you go on holiday. Sometimes it's actually nice to have a little bit of a break, especially when you're on vacation, and just have a different type of a high. Maybe you have a high of a cigarette. Maybe you have a high of a glass of wine, some good liquor, some good food, some good company. It doesn't always have to be the same high you have at home, because the punishments are definitely different. The penalties are definitely fucking different. There's a picture of the girl with her mum. Of course, her mum is saying, oh, she made a mistake, like, you know, making excuses for her. Zero accountability from the mum, which I think is an indication of why this girl ended up where she is. The way the mum's talking, trying to act like it's, you know, not her fault, and it's her friends that led her down the bad path, and it wasn't her own fucking dumb decisions, because she's a grown-ass woman being 23, you know, she's probably very mature, works probably, helps, sorts herself out, probably even looks after her own fucking mum. So if she's meant to be that mature, you should take accountability and responsibility for your own life and say, hey, you fucked up, you put yourself in that position, you got no one to blame but yourself, let's fix the situation, but let's not blame others. But the way this mum is talking in the article, it's giving me an indication of how babied this woman has been by her mum. But hey, what do I know? Let's scroll down. There's another picture of the young lady in the bikini and shit, so you can see what she looks like. Possessing and concealing or making transactions with money for drugs-related offences is illegal. You could get a prison sentence and a fine. UAE airports have excellent technology and security for detecting illegal items, including cannabis. So if you even, like, honestly, imagine the balls you have to have on you to try to smuggle some weed into Dubai. Imagine the cojones you must have on you to try and smuggle weed into Dubai. Fucking hell. This is also used as scanned baggage and transiting passengers. You can be arrested for carrying drugs, even residual amounts. So I'm assuming Dubai is one of those places that if you go to, you have to clear your whole wallet. You have to disinfect your wallet. You have to steam it. You have to clean all your cards or your key, anything that might have residue on it. You just have to fucking deep clean it, steam it, you know, whatever you can, disinfect it. Because even if you get caught with residual in there, you're in trouble. And you have to make sure before you leave that you're not fucking high too. Because if they fucking drug test you on the spot, you're fucked. The FCDO spokesperson, which I don't know if that's illegal or not, but hey, said we are supporting the family of the British woman detained in the UAE. The fundraising page with a target of 1,600 has already raised just short of £700. Personally, I don't think they should be raising any money. Personally, this girl committed a crime, got in trouble for it, faced the consequences. I don't see how you're getting a GoFundMe for this, but hey, we live in a weird world. But there's a development to this. The Daily Star has actually told us what she's in prison for, kinda, and they're alleging that it could be because of 50 grams of cocaine, which kind of puts a different spin on it, right? It's a bit more of a serious crime now, right? So let's go through the Daily Star article that kind of gives us more details on what she could have been in possession of. A British law student held in a hellhole Dubai jail was arrested after being caught with a stash of cocaine. Her devastated mum has revealed. Mia O'Brien, 23, was jailed after she was found with 50 grams of Class A drugs worth around 2,500 in the UK. So even, yeah, just, if you're gonna get caught with coke, you might as well get caught. You might as well get caught with a brick or half a brick. Getting caught with 50 grams is nothing really, isn't it? That's. The Liverpool student was arrested in the Middle East and pleaded not guilty to drug offences in court, but was convicted by a judge after a day-long hearing on July 25th. She was fined also $100,000 by the court. The petite blonde is banged up in a cell in a notorious prison dubbed the Alcatraz of Dubai with 6 other inmates, mainly Nigerian criminals, her mum says. she's with the Nigerians. She's with the Nigers. Her mother, Danielle McKenna, told the Daily Mail, she's absolutely devastated. Mia feels that she has destroyed her life as she wanted to be a lawyer or a solicitor. Yeah, that's out now. That's completely out. That's out. I speak to her, but she can't say too much on the phone. Danielle said that Mia has just made a stupid mistake after flying to Dubai to see a friend and her boyfriend. She insisted Mia paid for her own flight as she's a bit of a savings and nobody paid for her flight, adding that she's not one of those wannabe influencers. She kind of looks like one though, Mum. Mum, I'm not going to lie, Mum. She kind of looks like one, Mum. She kind of looks like one. The mum of 5 said she doesn't think Mia was asked to bring anything back, but she was caught with cocaine in an apartment. So what happened then? I wonder how she got caught with the drugs. Did she like get caught at the airport, or did she get caught when she was on a night out? Because I've heard of that happening, right? There was a gym instructor or some guy I saw with loads of tattoos who was on the news as well. Who, if I'm not mistaken, I think he got caught taking a bump in a club. They arrested him, and then they went back to his hotel and found loads of drugs in his room. You know, so I'm not too sure. Was she doing the drugs in the club, or did she try to smuggle the drugs out of the country into the UK? Mia was asked to bring anything back, but she was caught with cocaine in an apartment. It was about 50 grams, and there were 2 other people, her friend included. They have been charged with drug dealing. I don't know whether the friend's boyfriend was a drug dealer, but I feel like okay, I get what they're trying to say. The mum is trying to insinuate that the boyfriend may have been some sort of drug dealer who may have stashed whatever he had in their room. If that's true, that's some scummy shit. If that's true, that is some fucked up scummy shit. Unbeknownst to her, unbeknownst to your girlfriend, using her hotel room as the stash spot is fucking wild. That is absolutely wild. And also probably handing the fucking bag with paper or plastic gloves to not get your prints on it. That is some scummy shit, man. That is really fucking crazy. And then when she gets arrested, just turning off your phone or snapping your SIM card in half and shit. Absolutely crazy. Mia was said to be devastated by what has happened, said Danielle. She is going through a living hell. We previously told how Mia is serving her time in Al Awi prison in central Dubai, which has faced horror allegations by former inmates and abuse and rape. Jesus. So what is this? Is this a prison where like it's mixed with men and shit, or are they counting women on women rape? Danielle said that Mia's prison conditions are horrendous and revealed that how there are no staff really, and she has to bang on the big door if she needs anything. That just sounds like a regular prison to me. She told how Mia has seen fights and is really scared. I bet she is, bro. I bet this young lady is. Imagine going to Dubai to go meet your boyfriend, your long distance boyfriend, and obviously have a little bit of a hot girl summer, enjoy yourself, take some cool pictures, and then you end up in a Dubai prison that's called what? The Alcatraz of Dubai, in a cell full of like Nigerian scammers. Of course you're going to be a little bit scared. It continues. Danielle said the heartbroken Mia had cried down the phone to her, begging for forgiveness. But she insisted, I just was so shocked and heartbroken. She never done anything like that. She's never been in trouble. She's not a drug taker. Parents, these type of parents are the worst, isn't it? I'm not sure which is worse. The parent that always thinks the worst of you, the parent that doesn't give you the benefit of the doubt, or the parent that gives you all the benefit of the doubt and can only see you like a fucking angel and can never picture you doing anything bad. I think maybe the latter might be the worst, right? It's like the same thing when a parent of like a notorious fucking gangbanger, guy gets in trouble or dies or something, and they start crying, oh, this guy was such an angel, sweet. No, he wasn't. This guy was a demon. He was terrorizing the streets. He was putting crazy numbers up on the scoreboard. You know what I mean? Knocking off mad fucking ops or collecting mad hats, as they say. And now the mum is out and fucking on the media like, oh my god, my baby was an angel. Was he though? Was he an angel, or was he terrorizing people? I don't know what has happened, but she's old enough to make her own mind up. I definitely don't think she's going to sell drugs or bring them back. It was a lot of drugs, but there are others involved. She's just been caught up in it. But again, what's the mum talking about? Doesn't it sound like the other people got arrested too? I don't know what she's talking about. The room where she stayed in, she was with 2 other people. According to the mum, they also got arrested. So what's all this? Oh, she's on around like what? Everyone responsible has been locked up too, I think. No, Mia has not paid the court's 500,000 dirham fine, but is due to have an appeal in the next few weeks. Danielle revealed Mia is hoping to be sent to the UK to serve her time. Yeah, right. After Ramadan, when Dubai authorities grant clemency to crime prisoners. A fundraising page set up for Mia has been deleted for violating guidelines, it emerged today. Wow, they deleted the fundraising page. I wonder why. I wonder why they deleted the GoFundMe. Is it because she's in prison for like a drug crime or something? Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense anyway, because that didn't make any sense. If you're arrested for like offense like that, you shouldn't really have a GoFundMe. You know, you committed a crime. Unfortunately, you have to just, you know, bear the consequences of it. If anything, again, her being blonde, her being white, her being blue-eyed, she's gonna be okay. Someone's gonna find this case and they're gonna sort something out. But it's just insane, isn't it? How this is becoming so prevalent, so common. These young British girls deciding like to take these crazy chances, especially the ones who are from the account of the mum, who are pretty well behaved. It just seems so wild of a fucking chance to take, but it also shows just how desperate people are. People are truly desperate, truly hungry, truly starving, and they're looking for any opportunity to get a leg up. And I think most of it is like, I don't know, it's a leg up to just for basic things. Maybe to clear a debt, maybe to buy yourself a car, to get yourself a driving license, like little things. It's not even that crazy. It's just tiny things that people are doing just to kind of give themselves a bit of a chance, because they feel like they're drowning. They feel like they're not having, you know, they're not having vacations. They're not enjoying themselves. They're like, you know what? Let me just do this one little move. Let me just bust this one quick move, and maybe this will put me in a certain position. But for some of them, it's putting them in a worse position that they were in the beginning. It actually is. It's actually turning out to be a bit of a horror show. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers for that girl. Hopefully she get it sorted out. Hopefully she gets it sorted out.